once again, you have tuned in order to try and improve yourself, and I find that commendable that you are continuing to try and improve your mediocrity by watching my awesomeness. It is my duty to report that this will be the last pompous douchebag awesomeness video that I will show you. You must have learned enough by now as I show you these amazing tactics and awesome Unicom gameplay, which I perform in the weakest tanks in the game with nothing but regular ammo, no premium ammo, no premium consumables, making credits, progressing. The correct strategies are obviously simple, and in this particular game the correct strategy is to have perfect RNG. At times, Wargaming will decide that you should lose a game and you will bounce all your shots. Bounce, 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 bounce. Shots will deviate, shots will hit the ground, shots will hit track wheels. You will be shot back in the track wheel, which will kill your gunner, loader, and your driver, and light your engine on fire. But in some cases, when Wargaming decides that, yes, you too should have some good RNG, you have games like this where you take one shot and pen easily. Low roll, but pen. Reload your gun and shoot the side of an IS-7 that is angled, but pen easily and low roll again. Then shoot the front of an IS-7 on an angle and pen easily and low roll again. So there is a balance. You can have some good penetration RNG coupled with some poor damage RNG. Of course, there are two RNGs, and sometimes you get good RNG on both, sometimes you get bad RNG on both. In this particular game, well, there is a balance. Let's continue and have good penetration RNG and low roll again. Then have another good RNG roll on the penetration and low roll again for the kill shot. We will now go help my teammate who is fighting admirably in his heavy tank. We'll come around the back here and we will take a shot on the move without aiming, and finally high roll and do a little bit of a ramp. Ah, do you like that ramp? Attract you, and we will take another shot here. Boom. And finally, high roll, and now take him out on the battlefield after my teammate dies, which is the correct strategy. If I did this quicker and allowed my teammate to survive, it would have resulted in less damage and less XP for myself. Now, it's a matter of moving forward after my teammate gets shot, and I plop down this artillery strike, stun this, shoot him, and pen him as he rocket launches himself into a rock, and we'll shoot him again now on the deck, and pen him again as he continues to rocket launch himself in a ridiculous manner onto the rock. Now we will not shoot his gun barrel and hit him again in the derriere. And now, has my teammate reloaded? Yes, my teammate has reloaded. So as you can see, we have had perfect RNG on the penetrations, mediocre RNG on the damage, but now that the game is very close, and I notice that my teammates are all on the right side of the rock, I make the assumption that they are probably on the wrong side, and I will go to the left side of the rock. Because you can always count on your teammates going to the wrong side, and if you watch what your teammates do and you do the opposite, you have a chance of not penetrating another shot without aiming, and low roll as you shoot the side of this Minotauro, and reload again and shoot him one more time. Baby, shoot me one more time and pen easily. And we will aim again and shoot him up the ass and pen one more time. And shall we bounce a shot from the T-124 who's getting bad RNG on his penetration, shooting down on me from above, which should pen easily, which did not, because Wargaming has decided that we shall win this game easily. We will move forward now and do another artillery strike on this hapless player who's sitting in the cap by himself, and we will move forward, and we will probably not get here in time to take one shot, so we will fire one shot in the air, boom, so that we will end up with 15 shots fired, 14 hits, 14 penetrations. I took the shot in the air in order to not have perfect penetration RNG, because of course if I had perfect penetration RNG, my next game would be a shit show, because Wargaming would want to balance me. So I've taken a shot in the air to not have perfect RNG so that my next game will be at least manageable. Have you learned enough? Has this series improved your gameplay even slightly so that you have achieved a minute fraction of the awesomeness which you have witnessed here? 5,851 damage by 14 shots, 14 penetrations. Just a simple below average game which I decided to share with you all.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. It has come to an end. Well, let's hear in the comment section, guys. I've achieved my goals. Shall I tell you what my goals were? I have successfully, on the EU server and the NA server, I selected, I believe, the 4 tanks on the NA server and 2 tanks on the EU server. Then I played Onslaught mode in order to grind the credits required for field modifications. This was like over 200,000 credits. You know, the field mods, they're at tier 10, it's 28,000 XP credits per level, and I think, what is there, 7 or 8 levels? Whatever. It's a lot, right? It's 200,000 or so, 200 and something, to get the field mods, and I did it playing Onslaught mode while making credits. That was my goal. I think I did it for the Manticore and the Patton on the EU server. Then I did the Manticore, the Leopard, the T110E5, and the AMX-30B, and the STB-1 on the NA server. And I just played those tanks with no premium ammo, no premium consumables, and I played the first 5 games where you get the bonus, and I turned on. Did you guys know? I forgot to mention this. You can turn on your. This guy is wiggling his turret way too much. You just drive by from the EBR. You can turn on. What are they called? Where you get the bonuses, the XP bonus, crew, all those bonuses. They work. So, ram them. What an annoying. Let's just get rid of the annoying tank here for guys. He's letting you kill him. Just. Oh. What an annoying addition to the game. Anyway. Did you know that you can turn on your credit bonus and XP bonuses while you play that Onslaught mode? Now, most people don't care. Most people are playing the Onslaught mode so that they can try and make believe in their minds that they're awesome. The more I load premium ammo and the more I rage in chat, the more I will progress in this mode. You know, it's a shit show mode. But I did it with no premium ammo, no premium consumables, and I turned on the XP multiplier, and the first 5 battles are ×2, right? So I churned through the credits required for field mods. I churned through it. I got all of those tanks I listed. I've got full field mods now. So that if I play those tanks in random battles, they will be top notch. And in this meta, in this game now, it's my honest opinion that if you're playing tanks that are not fully decked out, and by that I mean never grind a stock tank under any circumstances. Like you're grinding the engine, this, that. Oh, Klaus, how do you do that? You use your free XP. Right? You gain a bonus XP while you play fully decked out tanks, and when you have enough, when you buy a new tank, you use that free XP to research all the modules. Just don't play. Playing a stock tank is like going to the dentist. It's miserable. But I believe in this meta, when there's so much dynamic range in the game, that even playing the game without the purple equipment, and that is the demountable kind. That's the stuff you get for bonds, or what is that, battle pass, or the ones that you can get. Not the bond equipment, the stuff that you can mount and demount with mounted demount kits. When you're going to play a tank, you have to have the purple equipment. You have to have the field mods. That's you have to, because when you look at the advantage the field mods give you. It's not just what's written there. I believe Wargaming writes is all bullshit. And I know this from just playing this Onslaught mode and getting the fully decked out tanks with field mods within a day or two. And let me tell you, when you look at the progress you make when you add those field modifications, like on something like T110E5, or one of the tanks where it says, 1% increase in engine power. And if you do the whole field mods, you've got a 3 or 4% increase in engine power. You get a little bit as you progress. So really your engine power is increased 4%, it says. Right? When you click them all. And then you play the tank and you drive around and you realize, no, my engine power is not increased by 4%. Because when I played it without the field mods and I pressed W, the tank would barely move. And a top speed of 45, I would never get to 45, ever. And for the first 10 or 15 seconds, my tank would be slowly moving from 5 to 22 kilometers per hour, right? Then you do the field mods, and it says, I've got a 4% increase in engine power, and I press the W key, and my tank scoots across the map as if I'm skateboarding. It's not 4% better, right? My old tank wasn't 96. My engine wasn't 96% as strong. It's like double. It's ridiculous. Just like some of the tanks get a 1% better accuracy on the move. It's not 1%. Wargaming, those are all lies. If you don't have the field mods, your tank sucks. Basically, you have it's almost impossible to compare, because once you got all the field mods, you can't take them off to compare, right? It's just numbers. You just read the numbers and say, oh yeah, my engine's 3%. I've 3% more engine power so far. And you believe that because that's what's written there. But I played the tanks. You know, on Monday I play the tank with no field mods, a T110E5, and then by Tuesday I've got 3% more engine power. And I'm playing it. I'm going, it's like night and day. It's ridiculous. And for the tanks that get extra precision gun handling when you're on the move, like the little incremental, it's ridiculous. It's like, without them you miss a lot, and with them you don't miss. It's not 3%. Now the ones that get a little bit of extra HP, that I believe, because it's a number you can actually read on the screen. And sorry, we missed your game there in your little British wheeled vehicle, but GG. He ends up acing the tank and doing over 6,000 damage. Well done. And take two. Anyway, that's just the feeling I get because I was able to research those field mods on various tanks, you know, not gradually over time. It's like, you know, if something happens gradually over time, you don't notice the difference as much. Possibly that's a part of it, but I can't believe that some of the things that are written, like 0.1% increase in engine power, which is nothing. Right? Your engine power is 1% more. You should barely feel that. I tell you, it's like night and day. If you're playing your tank without fully researched field modifications, you're at a huge disadvantage, and you can see it when you're playing. You know, you can. You're driving your T110E5. Oh, snapperoonie. You're driving your T110E5 when I first started without the field mods, and there's a T110E5 on my team. And I've got purple turbo, and purple turbo for sure. And we battle start, and we start going, and my teammate in a T110E5 is like zooming ahead of me. Not just slight, not just a little bit, you know, like neck and neck, he's pulling forward a little bit. He's like zooming ahead of me. Like a medium tank. Like a what? What? I've got turbo. Purple turbo. What? Well, he's accelerating fast, but I can't keep up with him, right? And he's going markedly, not 1 or 2 kilometers faster, like ridiculously faster. That doesn't even make sense how much faster he's going. Not being able to keep up with Super Conquerors in my AMX-30. My AMX-30B at the beginning. Not being able to keep up with Super Conquerors that are fully decked out. They must be fully decked out. The dynamic range on the performance of the tank is huge. It's so huge. The tiny incremental numbers that they quote are just bullshit. It's a massive difference. You're at a huge disadvantage if you don't have that stuff. And that's just the way it is. The other thing that just how meaningless the numbers are. When you play that Onslaught mode, they haven't told us, but I am sure that Wargaming's just tweaked the module damage. Because you play that mode, and almost every shot that hits you either kills a crew member or damages a module. Almost every single shot. It's not like a 0.1% more module damage than in regular mode. It's like triple the amount of module damage. Sometimes in the chat I would type messages at the beginning of the battle. Does anyone else notice more module damage in this mode? Everybody. Oh yeah, extreme, just unbelievable. I'm constantly engine on fire, constantly fuel tank hit, constantly everything. And this guy's gotten himself into a shit here. Just enjoy watching the tortoise. No one can hurt him. And of course, Wargaming said they've made that mode more convenient. That's how they describe. That's how the Russians describe the completely changing the percentages of everything and the performance of everything. The gun, your shots are much more accurate, right? Your aim circle on your tanks are like this big in the Onslaught mode. And then when you take them out and you play a random battle, you're going to say, hey, wait a minute, it's not performing as well. They describe it, they say they've made the performance more convenient. That's what they said. That's how Wargaming describes it. Your gun handling will be more convenient in this mode. Well, they didn't tell us that your module damage would be less convenient. You will have less convenient module damage, and you will use your repair kits all the time. But that's okay, because this is what they actually did. Your repair kit and your first aid kit will regenerate faster because you'll need them more. But anyone who wants to progress realizes that in that mode, if you do not have the large repair kit and the large first aid kit, which supposedly reduce the chance of module and crew damage just by having them, and when you press them, it repairs everything or heals everything. That is a huge advantage in Onslaught mode too, because you're constantly dealing with module damage and crew damage. Like, not just you'll get hit in the track wheel, and your engine will be knocked out, the loader will buy a farm, and your commander will be injured in one shot. They've hit your tracks. So then you're sitting there going, oh, do I repair my tracks or my engine? And so you're screwed, right? If you try and do it a la cheap, unless you're a super unicorn like me. That's why in a lot of the games I did not put my tank at risk early in the game, because you just get module damage and crew killed to shit. I would like to know what the percentage increase of module damage and crew damage in Onslaught mode. I'm going to guess it's probably double in regular mode. It has nothing to do with where the shell enters, or the trajectory of the shell. We have the interior modeling of the tank. The shell penetrated through the engine. Irrelevant. It's just every shot does some damage. It's just a programmed. It used to be 20%. Now it's 58% of the shots will damage. They'll just pick one, right? It'll just be like a Las Vegas little engine. Your engine's knocked up. Oh, a loader's been hit. Oh, you got shot in the cupola. That damages your fuel tank. You could tell where the shots are hitting you and what's being damaged. It's completely, it's a complete made-up shit show, but it just happens more often. So, anyways, I succeeded in getting the field mods for all my tanks. So my plan is over. That's all I needed. Unless you guys want me to continue to dominate on the battlefield and share my awesome, epic results with you. But then it would just be for fun now. And I've played some games in in the tanks that I've got the full field modifications on, like, research now. And boy, playing the STB-1 now in random battles with full field modifications researched, whew, thing is a beast. The gun handling now is like godlike. It's just the Leopard as well. It's just anyway, I can't stress enough. I learned something doing this, that there's just so much of an advantage. He's gonna make this shot. So much of an advantage by having all that stuff unlocked, or the other way of looking at it, so much of a disadvantage if you don't have it unlocked. That if you're playing, I realized I will simply not play my other tanks that do not have that stuff unlocked. I simply won't play them. It's a waste of time, especially if the matchmaker just if you're playing your T110E5 and the matchmaker there's a T110E5 on the enemy team, and the enemy T110E5 has everything researched and you don't, then he's better than you in every way, and it's just it's a recipe for frustration. And So there's just I'm not interested in that, right? I'm not interested in playing a completely unbalanced shit show. What I'll do is I will now play the tanks that I've got full field mods researched. I have now 7 tier 10s, and those are the ones that I'll play. I will not play any of the other ones, because now I know when I roll out on the battlefield in my STB1 now that I have everything. I'm going to demount my purple equipment, put it on the STB1. I have full everything researched in the field mods. I'll run food in pub matches. And I'll know that when I press battle, that if there's an STB1 on the enemy team, chances are my STB1 is better. Or at least not worse. Right? I will never ever press battle in this game knowing that the tank I roll out with has a chance of being worse than the appropriate tank on the enemy team. Never. That's the worst thing about this game, and you just have... My solution is just avoid it. Be on the... I don't want to be on the shit end of the stick. I want to be on the end that doesn't have... Right? The opponent can be on the shit end of the stick. Don't grind, and don't subject yourself to a disadvantage, because all it is it's frustrating. You're gonna not perform like you think you should. And remember, every video and every commentary, like the douchebag commentary that you saw at the beginning of this video, every video that you see from all the content creators, from all the CCs, everyone that has their head up Wargaming's ass so far that the brown head will pop out their mouth, they're all playing with full everything, right? Everything. They got every single modification and every single upgrade and every single heat shell and every single everything of everything, right? And good matchmaking. And that's the content you're watching, and you're going to believe that I'll just roll out and do that in my stock, my AMX 30 tier 9. All I have to do is grind the engine and the gun, and I'm not running food, and I don't have any field mods, and I'm starting a new crew, like you're going to do. Perform at all like what you see, right? It's basically one big false advertising is what it is, right? It's like when you're going to buy a car, you're thinking about buying a car and you see the car commercial and the car's zooming around its wet pavement, right? And it's a beautiful blonde girl driving who does not know how to drive manual, but it's a manual car. She's like, hey. She's smiling and putting on her lipstick. Meanwhile, the car's going... You're going, wow, amazing. And then in tiny little letters at the bottom of the ad, it says, car depicted in this ad may not be exactly as the model that you purchased at the dealer. Meaning it's been completely modified as a fucking race car for the ad. Right? It has field mods. And you're watching it going, wow. And then you buy it. And you put it in first gear and you start taking it home from... Hey, it's not... Well, I know I'm not blonde. Maybe I don't know how to drive as well as she does. Right? No, it's your car sucks that you bought compared to the one that you saw on TV. Right? So, anyway. The video went... I know the video went sideways. I realize that, but it's the truth. I tell you the truth, guys, okay? This is the No BS channel. And so I tell you the truth. You guys probably all, you've been around the block. You understand all this stuff, right? But the people I feel sorry for is the young kids. Because I know my audience is mainly more mature viewers. If you're still watching, you're probably a mature viewer. You're older. You have nothing else to do in the day, but... But if you're like a 15-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid and you're a video game fanatic, right? And you fall into the trap of getting fooled by some of the bullshit that's even the CCs provide now, and some of the false advertising by Wargaming, and you get caught in the trap. I'm caught in a trap. oh, I can't walk, right? And you want your daddy's credit card, and you really believe that it's all skill and you're going to be the best, and you want to put in the hours and spend the money, and you get on a treadmill. It's a scam, right? And I feel sorry for the younger kids that are falling into this trap and will waste maybe decades of their youth pursuing this bullshit on a stupid video game, right? Just have fun and enjoy it and realize what it is. It's a big fucking scam, but it's fun if you play the system. Play the system correctly and have some fun, and don't get sucked into the trap. Right? And people get butthurt because if they have been sucked into the trap, they don't feel good when someone tells them they have, right? So like if you're a 17-year-old that's been playing this game you started when you were 11, right? And you play 9 hours a day, and you've invested $4,356 of your daddy's credit card money so far, and your WN8 is almost $3,000. You may not want to hear it, right? You're like, shut up, boomer, and I feel sorry for you. There must be a way. I give you the reality, right? I have fun with the game, and I don't give a shit if I win or lose or if I progress in fucking Onslaught. Onslaught this. But some of the young kids that are playing this game, maybe in 30 years, when you go back and dig out an old Klaus Kellerman video and you watch this rant, you'll realize that you've fucking wasted the 20 years when you were young, when you could have been doing more fun stuff. Maybe you could be playing this game like an hour a day and having some fun rather than being a fucking addicted simpleton. So anyways, I turned into a rant. I don't know why. Sometimes that happens, Klaus Kellerman's channel is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So that's my message for you today. I had fun playing Onslaught. I had fun researching my field mods, and now I know that when I roll out, I'm going to be at the top of the performance characteristics of my tanks, and I'm not going to go through the agony that the majority of I'm not going to do the grind. There's no grinding. So anyways, guys, a little food for thought. Hopefully we didn't get sidetracked too much. I'll catch you guys on the next one.